Chers amis auditeurs, voici les 3 mots que vous entendrez en français cette fois-ci, parce que nous allons parler en anglais avec mon invité, Caio Rosa.
Hello.
Hello, Caio.
Nice to be here.
We will have a great time together.
Yeah, I hope so.
At this micro
Definitely.
of Tokyo Radio. And so, Caio, you are coming from Brazil.
Yeah.
You are a young photographer.
Mm-hmm.
And you will tell us why you are here, why photography is in your life, what's your motivation, everything. We want to know everything about you.
Great. We will try. It's a big pleasure to be here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for this invitation. It's very important to share and to have this connection with the artist scene, and of course this kind of podcast, and to spread different point of views. And it's a big pleasure. So France is doing very well for me. Very warm, welcome, and a lot of good persons and good people surround and help me to have this 3 months of residency. The best. And for me, I'm very happy, and I'm looking forward to come back again. So
when did you started your artistic residency?
It was
Paris?
in October.
Okay.
Yeah, it was in October.
So it will end at the end of the year?
Yeah, actually, my flight back to Brazil will be on 3rd of January.
Okay.
So...
and so where are you coming from in Brazil?
I'm born and raised in Rio de Janeiro, in the West Zone. I don't know if you've been in Rio in your life once, but...
I've been in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah. So
once.
I'm born and raised in the West Zone. Like my neighborhood calls Praça Seca is very close to Madureira. Madureira is like a very famous place for samba. But it's a West Zone. It's very far from the tourist places. We call suburbios. The translation is like suburbs, but
suburb, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't mean like the original concept of the word. Like so, it's like a work people neighborhood, and like mainly the neighborhood was getting bigger during the 60s and 50s. It was a lot of during my youth. I was born and raised in the 90s, 1992. So. Yeah, my neighborhood was very nice for me. Like I was playing in the streets with a lot of friends, football, have a lot of sports around me.
So it's like paradise. I describe it.
Yeah, but like we of course we have some problems, and the problems getting worse from especially the last 15 years. So it was quite, like, for me, it was amazing. Like, was this rough but very free kind of space for living for a young kid. But like, the years was passing, and we started to have more and more problems, like the public transport, all this kind of stuff. But I was born in a very cool family. Like, my mother and my father are teachers. Public teachers from public schools. So I was very surrounded by culture. My father is a musician also, and a researcher. And my mom is a social worker. And art, music, especially music, was very, very intense in my family. And photography also. My father is an anthropologist, so music anthropologist. So photography was very important for me, and important in the way like a game, you know. Like I was very surrounded, like intense surrounding about with photography, like with his photography of my family members, and of course music. Like music is, until now, like in my work, music is very, very important. So every time
Music is part of your photography work?
yeah. Like I'm mainly of my work is about culture, you know, Brazilian culture, especially Black culture. So it's impossible to separate music from our culture. So I'm always putting in the symbolic way music in every series and every work I'm doing. So Rio de Janeiro was for me was a very intense school for me. Like the streets of Rio de Janeiro, especially West and North Zone, and I did graduated in history. I did history in the private university, but I got a scholarship. And yeah, my university was in Gávea, like it's very, very close to Ipanema. So the difference between my neighborhood and Ipanema in the South Zone is like totally opposite. So these years during my college was kind of very intense also, but in a different way. So a lot of cultural difference, this social difference is very, very important to understand this the layer of my work. So but was good, was a good experience. I think this experience inside of university, to have this infrastructure, to have this access of education, like this higher education, and to research, and to learn how to research, and to have this contact with a lot of artists also. I did history, but I was very surrounded by artist friends, and for me was the perfect mixing, you know. I had some troubles, like normal troubles from a young student, Black student from very far from the tourist places, like from the kind of poor neighborhood, but was a good school to how to deal with it, how to grow with this kind of issues, you know, to understand more about the city, to understand myself, and to understand how I can develop, and how to help a different perspective of world, I think, of Rio de Janeiro in my work. So yeah.
What does represent Europe and moreover France for you before coming to Paris for this residency?
Yeah, like actually we normally, especially in Brazil, we have a lot of information, like this stereotype information of France, and like the tourist places, the Eiffel Tower, the museums, this Parisian stereotype of living. But I knew, because was that, like, right now it's not my first time in Europe. It's my first time in France, but it's not my first time in Europe. So I knew France, especially Paris, has something different than the stereotype. And I was very curious to know more and meet these other parts of the city, and this other this other face of Paris, outside of this magazines and movies, and all these stereotypes of the city. So
have you had the possibility to travel? Have you had the time to travel?
Yeah. I was in Marseille. I was in Amiens. I already went to Arles.
for sure.
Yeah, 2021. I did an exhibition there in the Rencontre Art Festival.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was actually is amazing. I love Marseille. I really love Paris. It's my kind of city. Like very can be intense, but can be chill also, and very easy to walk around. You can have the public transport. It's not so bad. It's good actually, and you can have a bike very cheap. It's a little bit for me, for a Brazilian guy, is a little bit expensive, very expensive, but it's my kind of city, like very cultural, and yeah, have something common with São Paulo. I'm living in São Paulo right now, so yeah.
And so, which city would you choose between Marseille and Paris?
I don't know. Like I don't have. I'm not like I don't have a feeling to live in France right now. I don't have this feeling, but to visit, I think both cities like it's a different vibe. It's impossible for me. It's impossible to put one is better than the other. Like,
yeah.
But I love Marseille because it has a little bit of feeling of Rio de Janeiro. Have something common in Rio, the nature, the ocean, and this street life, a little bit rough. And
so what we can do, you come living in Marseille and I'm going living to your home in Rio de Janeiro.
Yeah, it's a good
what
trade.
Did you think?
It's a fair trade, yeah. And yeah, I'm here, by the way, I'm here in France because I won this photography prize from French Alliance and the BNF, Bibliothèque Nationale de France. And for me, it was a very big surprise. I'm like totally very happy because of this prize. It's my first international prize. So, and to have this, photography, like France is the mecca of photography, thinking about the industry. So, I didn't know that before I came to Paris. Like,
okay. Yeah.
I didn't know that. I know about photography was kind of born here, and the industry is big, but I didn't know like how big was it, like how big is it, like it's huge, like the network and all these institutions, like a million institutions of photography. So it's like a great experience. Like I really wanted to have maybe 10% of this industry in Brazil, like photography industry, like not only because the artist industry in Brazil doesn't have many eyes for photography. Like we have a few, but photography is passing through a very hard time in artists scene in Brazil. Like it's mainly, we don't have many ways to work. Like it's mainly fashion photography. Like it's not my things. Like thinking about the contemporary photography. Like we have some, like we're passing through some troubles right now. So it's a big thing. So I'm very happy.
And could you tell to our friends on which project did you work? You are working at this artistic residency.
So I won this prize for my latest series called For Sale series, and is the first phase is quite like I did some self portraits. Is something new in my work from the last 2 years. I started to test and to think about self-portraits, this kind of way of photography. And basically I have this symbolic conversation with the history of photography and the history of representation of Black bodies in the photographies. And I did like a series of self-portrait with some body performance, face performance, and cultural codes, and a lot of intense and controversial phrases to have this discussion about representation of black body. But I'm not only black body, so body of people of color. So like I don't like so much this concept, but it's some way to use it. So this was the first phase of the project. So I won the prize. This the first phase I showed in Paris Photo last year, and was quite intense background from the public. But that was the main focus of the city. Like I wanted to have this
That's a goal.
this background. Like the people have some weird and a big reflection of the photography, because the history of photography is very controversial also, as well. So this was the first phase. So right now I'm searching about the connection between France and the former colonies, the immigration in France, and this representation of the immigrant in France, this concept to be a French citizen is quite complicated right now, like especially for Brazilian guy, like black guy. Like for me, it's quite controversial, this connection between this and this idea to be French. So France during the last 17 years, maybe 80 years, have changed a lot because of the immigration, because of the former colonies, and this idea to be French is changing very quickly. So and during this process, have a lot of dispute of ideas and dispute of space, inside of the French society. So, and I'm working mainly inside of the archives of the BNF, the French library. And I already did some photographies, like landscapes. It's very symbolic, and I'm working one now, like of the photography objects, like thinking about which way I can do it. And inside of this discussion and reflection, I'm putting together this connection between Brazil and France, especially in the photography connection. The Brazilian photography was built by French photographers. So all this idea of representation and the creation of the creation inside of the media, inside of the big journals, the big magazines in Brazil during the late 40s, 50s, and 60s, was built by French photographers. Manson, Pierre Verger, and many other photographers. So, and it's quite complicated and it's quite controversial as well. The way the Brazilian representation, the representation of Brazil, the new Brazilian, the modern Brazilian society was built by French photographers and French anthropologists. So that's the main idea of the series, to have this symbolic and very intense conversation with this history. So yeah.
Is there a photographers community in Brazil?
Yeah, we have. But the thing is, like, for inside of the contemporary art, it's quite difficult, especially if you I'm not only work with photography in art. I'm also doing sculptures and music research, but my main discussion is about photography. So it's quite it's quite hard to find a good space and of discussion, like space inside of the big institutions, because the institutions in Brazil are they have more interest in of paintings, you know what I mean, like perform like many paintings right now, and yeah, like the art market like is prefer paintings than photography. So I think that's why French is doing very well, because here they have you guys have like a really good network already built for a long time, many like hundreds of years already. So you guys protect each other, protect the industry, and have many space for international photography as well, international like other point of view. So it's a good network. So it's impossible to compare, but is a good example for Brazil to have more other to think and
more connection.
Yeah, more connection and try to have a quite of percentage of this infrastructure, of inside of the photography field. So yeah.
What's the next step of your project now?
So six works will be in the collection of BNF. So right now I'm working to see if I would do some new works from this experience in France. But it's like 3 months is not a good time to work. Like it's a good time to search but to build the object is not a good time. Like it's not big time. Like it's quite nothing. So, but I will try to finish maybe one or two for like 2 works. It's not gonna be only like a normal photography. It will be some other layers. I use a lot of experimental work inside of the darkroom. My work is mainly analog. So, but I will try. I'm working on it. But it will be like I will finish this these objects for the BNF collection. So I think it will be mainly the first phase of the project. But next year I have some solo exhibitions. I will have this solo exhibition, French Alliance, the gallery in Rio de Janeiro. They have a gallery in Rio. And I have another solo exhibition in São Paulo in August. So it's mainly I will work next year for mainly these 2 big projects.
So 2 exhibitions in Brazil.
Yeah, 2 exhibitions.
Do you plan an exhibition in France or other countries?
Yeah. Like I didn't have. I'm trying to, especially because next year will be the Brazilian year in France or French year in Brazil. So it's quite a big exchange. Art exchange between Brazil and France. And I'm searching, like I really, trying to organize some exhibition, maybe a collective exhibition. I have a few meetings with some curators and some institutions here to see like some opportunities, see if I can fit, and especially, of course I can fit, but like especially about the time. It's not a good time, and it's quite short time to. But I think I hope I can find some good opportunities. I'm trying. Yeah.
Do you already have an idea about your exhibition, photographic exhibition? How you would manage it? How would you show your photographies
in São Paulo? You think? You mean?
Yeah, or in Rio, in São Paulo.
It's 2 different.
For example, you are a musician? You like music? Music is part of your life. For example, would you add music to your exhibition, photographic exhibition?
So right now I'm thinking the way to deal with this different media. So I'm working with music, but it's more about sound installations, and especially this like it's not so hard to do it. It's if you think about images, if you think about sound, it's cinema. But if you put only the photography with music, like it's fit very, very, very easily. Especially if you're researching in photography, have some connection with music. So for me, it's like a natural thing. So I already had some projects, some exhibitions last year and this year who already used music together with photography some ways. And like I have, when I will be back in my studio in São Paulo, I will start to work and build these two exhibitions. Yeah.
Does your stay in France until beginning of October brings you a new experience in your photographic work, projects? Of course, I think you increase your network with lots of new connections in France. But what about your experience? Do you think it was new for you being in France, bringing you some new kind of ideas or a new imaginary in your work?
Definitely, like as I was saying, like I never had this experience inside of the huge industry of photography. I never had. So for me, it was quite like explosion to have a lot of photographers, like former photographers, like old photographers or new photographers, to have many. I don't know. I don't remember to go to like this so much exhibitions in my life. It was quite like maybe three exhibitions per day. Like it's a lot of information. So for me, it was good, amazing.
Yeah, we met. We can say we met during the photo fair, Paris Photo Fair week, and this week was just amazing in terms of exhibition. There was
exactly
everywhere in Paris.
Exactly.
It's impossible to do everything.
Yeah, it's impossible. I still have some exhibition to go. I only have 1 month, a little bit less. But yeah, that's the main thing. Like a lot of photographers from different parts of the world. So for me, it was I was like a sponge, like trying to have many
to memorize.
Memorize and search, to have more influence, more reference, like to just eat, just drink of this big waterfall of references in photography. So for me, it was amazing. I never had this experience in my life. I was already in Austria, England, German, Spain, but like nothing compare to France in photography. Like impossible to compare. Like this is huge, and all the, like for me, like I have my notes in my computer and my cell phone to all these references, and definitely my work will change after this opportunity and this experience. Definitely.
What will you bring back to Brazil beginning of January, or what would you bring back to Brazil?
Good experience, good friends, good new friends, and a lot of books. Actually, like his photography books for me was like quite a thing here. So I'm still have to find some spaces in my
Yeah.
bag. I don't have so many. You guys know, like we don't have many space on a plane. So maybe
Yeah, production of
two
photography
bags.
book is huge, huge, huge.
Yeah, very heavy, and yeah, like But I think the main thing is the feeling I will bring back to Brazil. The feeling I have to go back to France. That's the main thing. I have to.
You will have to come back for sure.
Yeah, organize my work, organize my life, and still have this. Still put a little bit of fire in. Yeah, in this feeling, to come back and to bring back and exchange and show more my work here. The industry is very big, a lot of institutions. So yeah, I have this feeling. Yeah.
And what about your own photography book project?
Yeah, like I'm starting actually before the prize, the photography prize. I was starting to build this project of photo book of the For Sale series, but was quite a surprise because like during the week I was having a lot of meetings with possible publishing houses in São Paulo, and so I had to stop the project because I will do the second phase of the project. And I think it would be better if I stop it now, like because the project would change like totally, 100%. So I will be back, and I already actually was quite a good because I have a deal with another publishing house who is Mirelli from Roots to Fruits. She's from Holland. Mm-hmm. From Netherlands, and she's half Brazilian, half European, but she have a lot of like a really good research in photography, archive photography, and she has a really amazing job, amazing work. And I will be back, and I will start again to definitely to finish the project, to do the first example, and then I will find some support, money support to spread the book like really professionally. I think it's a really nice project. So,
what would you say to French photographers?
So.
And the next question is, what would you say to Brazilian photographers?
Yeah, like the things like the photography in France, like mainly, especially not only photography, but like in art in general, like. But photography is like was using like one of the main tools of colonial ideas to photography the others. So French photographers, especially the French government and the French power was support
institutions.
Yeah, the French institutions was support French photographers in research and explorators to go around the world to photograph, classify, and organize the idea of the other world, like the exotic world. So the way the photography was used to classify the people, the other people, the African people, the like the indigenous, every part outside of the West Europe was quite complicated because, in my point of view, was built this cosmovision of how to be European and to put in the box how to be European with all this information of the others. So, and I think is the big issue in France right now because it's quite a wall, between the two different ideas of society, and of course, we have this like Europe have this issue with the immigration. It's very complicated. I understand, like I totally understand. It's very complicated, like how to build a society with a lot of people coming from outside of this society to, you know, and it's very fast process. So it's to change, to build, like to organize infrastructure for the people outside is very difficult as well. But we have to understand how the history was built and how this idea of the other was built as well. So I think, especially like talking about Brazil, like is quite like very complicated and very controversial. How the idea of indigenous was built from the photography, and how the idea of blackness was built by photography. So how this idea of banditism was built by photography, and yeah, like we have like a long history, especially the last 80 years or 70 years, especially after the Second World War. So I have a lot of influence by French photographers. It's impossible to doesn't have this influence, but my idea and my way of work is to reflect and trying to build my own photography, like my own influence. I don't have. I really like to
your identity.
Yeah, exactly. So that's why I don't have many influence by documentary photography. Like, 'cause I'm always trying to build the photography. Like, I'm not shooting on the street or not getting this street mood in photography. So I'm always building I'm doing self-portrait, so I'm using my body to build my photography, and getting some specific points, specific codes of my culture, and putting in my photography. So it's my way. Like when I started, I didn't have this in my mind. This point, like I had this in my mind, but it was hard to explain it. Why the people was asking, why you not shooting on the street? Why you don't carry a camera every time? And say, like, for me, photography is way beyond that. Like, to be a photographer, you doesn't have to have your camera, your analog camera, point and shoot camera in your pocket, and every time shooting on the street, like, getting these characters on the street. Or for me is have this connection, the connection we have right now. One example for me in photography, I was in St. Louis to shoot. I was trying to shoot a former. Actually, it was in Marseille. It was not in Paris. In St. Louis, is a neighborhood outside of the center of Marseille. It's the same neighborhood of this sugar factory.
Yeah. St. Louis.
St. Louis. But I could enter inside of the factory. Like, the security guy, like, you can do it. You can go inside.
It's near L'Estaque.
Yeah, but
in front of the sea.
Yeah, but the bus driver, the bus who I get in the center of Marseille to go to the St. Louis factory, and I paid the ticket, like the bus, with €5, and the guy gave me the changes, but one of the coins was not euro coins, was the Argelian coin. Was a coin, the Argelian coin number 2, like very looks like a euro, like a euros coins.
Okay,
and I just saw it, the coins, like, I don't know, maybe my way back, I was very close to to the apartment where was it. And for me, it was very, very symbolic to my research is talking about the immigration, the Algerian immigration in France is very, very important, very intense, very controversial, and very hard to deal with for the French people, this connection with Algeria. And inside of my project, I'm reflecting, thinking about the value of the representation, and the value of the body, and the value of this commercial exchanges. So to have this coin during the situation who wasn't possible to shoot the place who I wanted to shoot, and it was very symbolic. So the coin is in my project, like is in my photography right now.
So great.
100%.
Wow.
Like, that for me, that's photography. Like you have to be very sensitive for this very small situations inside of your practice. So it's beautiful. For me, it's beautiful. And I don't know if the bus driver was Algerian guy, a guy from Algeria. I don't know. I don't remember his face. It was just put in my pocket, and I saw the beautiful Algerian coin with the lion and the number. Like, it's a beautiful coin. Yeah. So
yeah, but what would be great if that he knows.
Yeah.
Now about your project.
Yeah.
Following to this kind of connection with him.
Yeah, exactly. I have this connection with him, definitely.
So somewhere you answer to my next question, which is what's photography for you? And finally you answer to this question.
Yeah, for me, photography is that. Yeah, this kind of exchange, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't like the things like I really wanted to have this kind of a connection, but to talking about not the difference between us, but to talking about the bridge, like to build a bridge between. But it's not in this angel and beautiful way.
A bridge between people between culture.
Exactly. And of course, like during the way, during this way, during this bridge, we have a lot of controversy points. We have some good points, some beauty. We have some violence points during this process. We have some beautiful things in culture. So that's the thing, we have to deal with all this information, and not to hide some information. Of course, it's impossible to talk about everything, but in symbolic way, in an art way, we can put everything together. You can see different faces. Yeah.
Caio, thanks a lot for this talk. I have a feeling that we could talk much more time, many hours, but it's time is going fast.
Yeah.
With you, and it was a real pleasure to talk about photography with you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thanks a lot.
I hope, let's...
Hope you will come back to the micro of Tokyo Radio.
Definitely. Next time in France, I will be here 100%.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you so much.